Hi there, esteemed audience. Welcome to another episode of Middle Grade Ninja. I'm Rob Kent, author of Banneker Bones and the Giant Robot Bees, which, as you know, is available in paperback, wonderful audiobook narrated by the exquisite David Radke, and the ebook is available to download for free permanently on multiple platforms. So whenever you're watching or hearing this, you'll be able to get your copy of Banneker Bones and the Giant Robot Bees. Get yourself ready for Banneker Bones and the Alligator People, which is coming here in 2019. Under the super secret pen name Robert Kent, I write horror novels, including the young adult novel All Together Now, a Zombie Story, also available as an audiobook narrated by the exquisite David Radke. And I've got a serial horror novel, The Book of David, about a haunted house and flying saucers. It's for a mature audience, so if you are a mature audience member and you're curious, you can get the first of the 5 installments in the serial horror novel, The Book of David, for free as an electronic book whenever you're watching this. And of course, as always, check us out at middlegradeninja.com. We've got interviews with hundreds of literary agents, authors, and other publishing professionals, as well as guest posts, and of course, more programs like this one. We've also got an interview with the wonderful Mary Kole, who is our guest today. I'm so excited. Mary Kole is a former literary agent, current editor, and just all-around publishing rock star. Mary, how are you today?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for the intro. I wish I had my book with me, so I'll just, because that is spiffy. I am the author of Writing Irresistible Kidlit, which you can imagine.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to put a picture of you holding Irresistible Kidlit, because that's your profile with your sweet turtle tattoo and your coffee. That's going to be the picture that'll be our screenshot and everywhere, so people will for sure see it, and I'll link to the book, because it is a great book. In fact, let's start there. Tell people about your great book and why it's irresistible.
It's irresistible because of the Ursula Nordstrom quote that I focused the book on, which is basically, so she was a legendary editor in the 50s, 60s at Harper and Row, now HarperCollins. And she basically started children's books as we know them today. And she was very fond of saying, if I can resist a book, I resist it. And so when I was a literary agent with Andrea Brown, that's just something that I really wanted to convey to people, which is, you have to really work hard in this crowded marketplace to make your book so amazing that it's absolutely irresistible. And that was sort of the thesis idea that was the genesis for the book. So calling it anything else, I think, would have been foolish. So that's where irresistible came from. But yeah, I started blogging at Kidlit, Kidlit, in 2009 when I started interning at a literary agency. I was coming across so many funny things in the slush. And so of course this was when Query Shark was a thing. And my first instinct was like, oh my gosh, I really have to put some of this funny stuff online, which of course is a huge ethical violation. I would never do that to writers just coming into the slush pile. But instead I was like, no, Mary, take your mean hat off and put your helpful hat on. And maybe you can talk about, the things that writers should do, answering questions that writers have, to help them be a little less funny in the slush pile, unintentionally funny in the slush pile. So that was the genesis of the blog. I really wanted to sort of talk directly to writers about query letters, publishing issues, children's books. And then that got attention and that got some traction. And I partnered with Writer's Digest on webinars and stuff. And that eventually led to a book, and some people just repackage blog content for their book. I really didn't want to do that. I'm kind of a masochist. If I can do more work and not less, I usually do that. But
that's how you know you care, right?
Yeah, I like to hold myself to a high standard. So I'm like, no, I am not going to reissue just a package of blog articles cobbled together. I'm going to write a completely new book. And it's just something that I'm so proud of. It was so much fun. I took this approach like the Donald Moss approach to the writing guide. He uses a lot of examples in his teaching points. He's now written a bajillion writing reference books, and he's really kind of an inspiration for me because he weaves in examples from the shelves. And so I took it upon myself to do that with a lot of middle grade and YA. That was kind of contemporary at the time, like 2009 to 2013, which is when I was really getting my big sample for that book. And so that book was so fun to write because it was like a giant book report on 35 to 40 titles that I really loved at the time and still do, coming out of the children's book publishing marketplace. And so it was just like, I had my stacks of books, and they all had those little flags everywhere for like instances of great character or great writing voice. And I got to like put them all together. It was very A Beautiful Mind, you know, like all the things like scrawling around my head in beautiful golden writing. It was just so much fun to put that book together. And to this day, I hear about it being useful to writers and it helping people. And there's just nothing more gratifying to me. So that's the book.
Well, it's certainly been useful to me. It is just head and shoulders above your average craft book. And I've been reading, I've been reading kidlit.com. Haven't helped me coming up on 9 years here. And I have found so many wonderful, useful articles in there. So if you want the official middle grade ninja certification, whatever the badge is, you have it. Anybody that's watching or listening to this, if you haven't gone to kidlit.com, absolutely make your way over there. You're going to find just a wealth of knowledge and information. And then these webinars that you're running now that writers or anybody who might be interested can get signed up for. Tell us a little bit about that and what we could expect.
Yes. So like I said just a minute ago, I started doing webinars for Writer's Digest. They have a really strong webinar program. They do a lot of virtual programming, which I think is really smart because, to be honest, nobody wants to wear pants and go to like a conference hotel somewhere. Like, people with all the tech coming online and making it really easy to do stuff like this, it's like, why even go anywhere? Well, there are good reasons, but anyway. So I love the platform of the webinar. I love to do my public speaking, but I have a young family. It's not always feasible for me to get away for a whole conference weekend. So by doing webinars, I can speak directly to my audience, present whatever fits my fancy at the moment. You know, I'm doing query talks, I'm doing first pages talks, I'm doing kind of a rah-rah motivational writing goals talk for one of the last days of 2018. And I already have a lot of signups for that. So by like the tech is there now, where I found a platform that I like to use that people seem to get along with well. And so now I can just present workshops from this space in my house. And I absolutely love it because I don't have to eat airplane food to do it, you know? Yeah. And so I had my first one in September. It was awesome. And I just have this like rolling calendar now. I'm trying to do like one a month and really reach out to people. I have so on Kidlit, I put a webinars and events page where I talk about different, mostly virtual things. If I do a conference, like I still do get in-person conferences that I attend. So any event that I'm doing that's coming up, you can find it on the webinars and events page. So I'm just gonna keep it going because I think it's so much fun and I've gotten a great response from it.
Well, sooner or later, you and I are gonna bump into each other at a live event, and I'm gonna shake your hand and I'm gonna say thank you, Mary Kole, for years of information that has been unbelievably useful to me.
And tears will be shed, and it will be my honor and my privilege.
We have tears, but also maybe we'll laugh. Maybe we'll have a beer or a coffee. It'll be a good time.